All right, Vance Joy with Riptide. Wow, you give us the big hit right off the bat, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of Batman, they are filming that outside right now. That's why you guys
Oh.
couldn't get in.
That's good.
Yeah, what a connection. See how that's how it works on radio. You just want from one thing to another. But anyway, it's nice to see you again. We met at Lollapalooza, which
Yes.
was fun, and under different circumstances, we were in a tent, and it was very warm out, and it was nice. And you had just performed your set. You had just gotten off, and you came back and talked to us. But I'm sure you were kind of sort of blurry a little bit after playing at that show. But now you've had some time to think about it and to process it. How was your experience at Lollapalooza as you look at it now?
It was the biggest show we've ever played. Definitely the biggest crowd. And the sound in my ears was kind of like, it's just throw and go when you get on that stage. You don't have a sound check, so whatever you got is whatever you got. And so it was kind of like, I could kind of just hear myself and my guitar. I couldn't really hear the band too well, but it was kind of like, that kind of makes you perform better, I think. And yeah, we just went for it, and the crowd response was really great. I was so like amazed by people kind of like getting involved, and that kind of lifts you so much, just seeing people enjoying. And if you look at someone's face and they're singing along, or they're waving their arms, or you see a guy blissing out, it's the best. Especially like you see like a big dude totally like closing his eyes and going for it. You're just like, this is the best.
Well, people were talking about your set, and you had a really big crowd there for a set that started at 1 in the afternoon, which is a pretty cool thing. It's like almost everyone who was at Lollapalooza at that point was at your stage, so that's it's kind of nice. And you just played Riptide, and one of the things we talked about, I don't know how many people heard that, but we did talk about how that song has been around for a while. You started working on that like a number of years ago, right?
Yeah, I wrote the first 2 lines of the verse in 2008, and I didn't really see a place for it, and they just kind of existed, and I put them away, and then 4 years later I came back to it, and they kind of surfaced again because I wrote this riff that ended up being the melody for the chorus, and I don't know, I had these different parts, and I put them all together. And once I had something to work with, like a melody, the lyrics were like a stream of consciousness. And then since then I kind of unlocked the song, and then I've kind of been playing it everywhere since I don't know, 2012. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because the song has evolved, and you personally have evolved as well into the artist you are. And I think that's been the case with many of your songs. Like, you've been working on these things, and then it all just kind of came together because you've done many things leading up to being a musician. You know, you were a student, and you got a law degree, and you also played Australian rules football. So was that around the time when you started working on Riptide, when you were playing? And it's not like you were just on the team. I mean, you were like the rookie of the year, basically.
I was, yeah. I mean, in my team, I was one of the first year players that got an award for the team I was playing for, and it's kind of like the second level, like the second tier, and to the top level. And so I'd play with a lot of the new draftees, and kind of the new guys, and then the guys that are coming down at the end of their career. So I'd kind of see all these professionals, athletes kind of playing, and it was amazing to play alongside them. And songwriting for me was, I'd play covers, and I'd play covers like for friends and family, and also at the football kind of gatherings. And then, I kind of started writing songs 2008, 2009. I kind of had a couple of breakthroughs. And then I stopped playing footy, and then I came back. I went away for a few months to do some backpacking, and that whole time I was just had a few songs revolving in my head, and I came back with this real ambition to just do music and to, write more songs and to show it to people and to see what I could do in that world, whether it was, just play a gig regularly or at least get a good recording of my songs. I didn't put a limit on it, but it was very kind of like moderate expectations.
Right. Now, do many people in Australia know that because your name is James Keogh and Vance Joy is your performing name, but do they know that you played football under that name? Is that something that's well known?
I mean, a lot of the guys, I think Melbourne, where I'm from, is a pretty small place, and football is a big part of Melbourne culture. It's like the home of AFL football, and so I played for a team called the Coburg Tigers, and a lot of the guys I played with, kind of when I started doing music, they were like, "Hey, did you know that that's like Keo? That's Keo." And so then I've kind of had this kind of, you know, their friends kind of coming back and saying, "How you going?" and coming to shows, and then I think that kind of might have spread around a bit that this guy that used to play, you know, this for this team and is now doing this. So I think there's a bit of an awareness about it.
Yeah. Well, the sport looks crazy. It looks like a wild sport. And I'm sure you can get injured very easily. So it's nice that you retired and started putting all your energy into music.
Yeah.
And it's so great to have you here today. So if you could play a couple more songs for us, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, it's Vance Joy.